Greetings to my students out there. This is Literature in English. Oluwaseun is my name, Edumedia Africa. In this lecture, we are considering African prose again, and it is still Unexpected Joy at Dawn. That's one of the recommended novels for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination organized by the West African Examination Council, WAEC, and of course needed for NECO students too. We are considering the theme of xenophobia in this novel. I believe you all know the meaning of xenophobia. That's a fear of strangers or foreigners, or a strong antipathy or aversion to strangers or foreigners. This theme is widely explored in the novel Unexpected Joy at Dawn, and that's what we'll focus on in this edition. The novel already details the story of two siblings, Moses Netaki and Mama Orojo, during the 1983 deportation of Ghanaians from Nigeria. It is understood that the entire novel focuses on these two characters, and there is no way to discuss the theme of xenophobia in the novel without mentioning these two principal characters, Moses Netaki, who happens to be the younger brother to Mama Orojo. Already explained the meaning of xenophobia to you, but it's again a strong, inordinate fear and hatred for aliens. The theme is largely explored in the novel. The novelist depicts the anguish and distress to which characters are subjected in the novel due to xenophobia. It is understood that 15 years earlier, due to xenophobic policies, Mama Orojo has to depart Ghana for Nigeria, leaving the brother behind. And 15 years after, the brother travels down to Nigeria in search of the sister, while the sister too travels to Ghana in search of the brother. Unfortunately, the time Netaki arrives in Nigeria, it's a period where xenophobia reaches its peak. It is understood that the Ghanaian government initiates a policy that foreigners should evacuate the country forthwith. That was 15 years earlier. And of course, for this reason, Mama Orojo is left with no choice than to leave the country for Nigeria, his country by blood. And of course, she leaves the brother behind with our parent. And 15 years after, we still have xenophobia all around, even in Ghana and in Nigeria. And of course, both characters are victims of xenophobia. Well, the horrible consequence of this policy is vividly portrayed in the lives of the two principal characters. That's I have this picture as Moses Netaki, and of course, it's understood that both of them face a cruel torture. The sister, the elder sister, has to, leave the brother behind, and of course, the brother too, unfortunately, does not have access to the sister for a period of 15 years, just because of a policy in Ghana that all aliens should leave the country. And his inability to relocate to Nigeria with his sister makes him to cringe with fear in Ghana, the country of his birth. He's scared of losing his job, and he's also scared of being deported. Despite the name that he bears, despite the tribe that he shares, that's the Ga tribe of Ghana, is unfortunately treated as an alien, and he lives constantly with fear. He's afraid of being deported, and as a matter of fact, he's also unhappy that he does not have access to the sister. And here we have the expense bank manager. That's expense bank where Netaki works. The manager threatens to sack all alien. That's as a result of xenophobia now. He threatens to sack all alien working at expense bank if he has the opportunity. This is an image of a knife. He's ready to put the knife on the currencies that come into the purse of Netaki. He does everything to survive. Netaki works as part-time teacher, works as assistant bank manager. Unfortunately, still lives in penury. And the bank manager, a Ghanaian, we can always conclude the bank manager is a Ghanaian. He threatens to sack everybody, every alien working at Expense Bank, which is situated at Bayman Complex, and that's as a result of xenophobia, as a result of his hatred, of his inordinate fear for another man's culture. Now, with Ne's Ghanaian upbringing, a Ghanaian name, that's Ne Moses Netaki, he's claimed to Ga tribe of Ghana. I have this image depicting the Ga tribe of Ghana. as his origin and his skin color. That's complete, I can say that he's completely dark in complexion. All of these cannot rescue him, and Neil remains a stranger in Ghana. As a matter of fact, when he arrives in Nigeria too, he's also treated as an alien there. We'll get to that point. Now, Nitaki's return to Nigeria coincides with the period xenophobia reaches its peak in Nigeria. At this point, other aliens too in Nigeria have been asked to evacuate the country immediately, with emphasis particularly on Ghanaians. So on getting to Nigeria at some point is even referred to as someone Ghana Abi. As someone from Ghana, right? And all of these, make him to become downcast. The Nigerian government effects a policy that aliens should leave the country with emphasis on Ghanaians. You can see deportation here. You can see people struggling to leave the country due to xenophobia here, due to being treated as second-class citizens where they have found themselves. Ironically, Ni again is viewed as an alien in Nigeria because he does not have the mastery of any of the Nigerian languages. There are 3 major Nigerian languages: the Yoruba language, the Hausa language, we have the Igbo language. Nitaki is deprived the opportunity of learning any of these languages since he has his upbringing in Ghana, and of course is not exposed to any of those languages. So he's treated as an alien even in his country by blood. And of course, as a matter of fact, due to xenophobia, Nitaki is subjected to inhumane treatment. He's denied of his wages. He's also used for cheap labor. He works for cheap labor in Palio's farm. Palio is an officer, that's a security officer, who is aware that Nitaki does not have completed documentation, and as such cannot easily secure a job. He makes a bargain with him and forces him to work in his farm, and unfortunately he is not paid his wages, and that's all due to xenophobia. And as a matter of fact, the living condition of aliens at the camp paints a gory picture about the aliens. Some die of hunger, some die in anguish, and others who even survive live in desperation and despair, all as a result of xenophobia. And then Mama's quest to reunite with her brother explains the discontent and desolation that the family separated by xenophobia is subjected. She's just ready to reunite with the brother even 15 years after. Now, of course, she has now become a successful entrepreneur. She's into gold business, but she still longs to see the brother. Remember, they've been separated for 15 years, and she faces that agony, that desolation, because of the fact that she is separated by xenophobia. And lastly, there's the collapse of the Kantamanto market. That Kantamanto market is in Ghana, a flourishing Kantamanto market, because people are from all aspects of life converge on the market to trade, but unfortunately they are all asked to evacuate the country due to xenophobia. Now the market is now in ruins, as all traders across the globe that converge on the market to make it flourish have all dispersed as a result of xenophobic policy. Now a market that once flourished is now deserted due to xenophobic policy, due to the fact that traders there have all been asked to return to their countries. With all these points, we understand that the theme of xenophobia is widely discussed in the novel. I want to encourage you to continue reading. Exam-focused literature in English is a very good textbook for you. You can also pick up the novel Unexpected Joy at Dawn. And of course, I want you to keep the channel moving. Once you get to YouTube, just search for Edu Media Africa and click on the subscribe button. I also want to get feedback from you. You can reach us via Edu Media Africa on Facebook, edumediaafrica@gmail.com via Gmail, and then you can telephone 0703 196 7908. See you